You don't need Hollywood. I could live comfortably off of like 10 films, I think, for my residuals. Residuals, that's 10,000. That's my budget. The smaller the budget, the smaller the crew, the smaller amount of money got spent. I don't write no more than 60 pages. Keep things moving fast. Don't take money. My biggest mistake in the film game is when
Justin Milton is an independent filmmaker from Houston, Texas, who has learned how to turn his passion into a full-time career. He's made 9 feature films that appear on platforms like Peacock, Tubi, and Amazon. Justin and I discuss how he was able to become a full-time filmmaker outside of Hollywood, as well as his new book where he shares all of his secrets. Here's my interview with Justin Milton. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate your time talking with you. I thought it'd be a good start to maybe tell me a little bit about your journey into filmmaking. Like, what inspired you to start making films?
Around 2000, I would say 8 or 9, I got an itch to start writing films when I was like a junior in college. I majored in criminal justice, so I couldn't just exactly here's my major once I got a new interest in like writing. So I just finished that major out and started writing. And then one day, I was in a bookstore, and a guy that was actually the president of a local student film club at a St. Houston University, he asked me, do I wanted to, join this club because I was reading about film. So he started, so he asked me to do want to join. He said, so I said, sure, and so from there I started to do like student films with the 18-year-olds. I was like 28 at the time, so I feel kind of old or whatever, but it's okay. So I started to just work with them, and then they all finished college, whatever. So I wanted to do my own thing in Houston. So I did a few short films, and then um, after about 3 films, my brother and I thought that we were ready to do our first feature film, called the California Exchange Student. So my journey started. So my journey started there.
What would you say were some of the biggest challenges you faced when you started out with your indie filmmaking journey?
Help. Help was even though I helped student filmmakers when they was in college, they wasn't eager to reciprocate the same energy, So I kind of just learned how to do, like to shoot and stuff from all like YouTube mainly. I learned how to produce a film while on set, so I knew what I needed as far as, actors, directors, feeding people, certain cameras, certain lighting equipment. So I learned how to produce. So I pretty much filmed, I shot and edited and lit. So I was a gaffer, director, writer, producer of all my short films that I've done. Previous to my feature, I filmed it. So I just bought a camera one day, and I bought a Canon 60D and like 2 lenses, a 50, and I think a 75. And my first actors were my friends, so I did like a very very short film, like 5 pages, all in one location, like 2 actors or whatever, and it was horrible. It was horrible, very very bad short film, but I learned a lot. So I did another short film, and then the third one. So the third one was pretty good. So from there, I shared it on like YouTube and Facebook and all that, and a lot of local people in Houston liked it. So when I decided to do a feature film, it was really no problem for me to get actors to do for free because I was new, they was new, so I mean for me, I saved my money. I worked overtime, for all my equipment, that I saved, rented, or whatever. Because I learned people aren't going to help you, man. They want to see you doing it first, then they'll help you. Then they help you. You know what I'm saying? So I never really had help. I always kind of learn or whatever, and then um, ask for like favors from my family and my real friends. But people like outside of my family, nobody helped me. But it's cool though. It's cool. I learned a lot.
So, with that being said, you've made 9 feature films at this point and several short films. I believe your journey started somewhere, you said about 2009, but I believe if I read correctly, your first feature was in 2015. How has your approach to filmmaking changed since your first feature film?
It changed incredibly. Changed incredibly because now that I got more money, I don't do anything myself. I all I do is write and direct and produce and EP. I don't gaff myself. I don't shoot myself. I don't edit myself. So I got a great DP. Shout out to Gerald Morris. Um, I got great PAs. I got basically all my crew that I need to do a film. You know what I'm saying? Gaffers, editors. So I don't really need to do it all myself. I pay everybody. So not doing a feature film at first, I had low money, but once I started doing like my ninth film, I have now residuals coming in from all my films. Well, I think 8 of my films, coming in. So I have residuals now, so I can afford to pay for cast and crew. And now I live off my residuals, because I do this um, full time now. I do full time. So I don't. So my goal is 10 films to. I can live comfortably off of like 10 films. I think for my residuals. So I mean, so really, the stress level is way lower now than previous, time, like, almost 10 years ago when I started. I mean, when I first did my first feature film, so my stress is very, very low. So all I do is write and produce. I don't move nothing. I don't move no cameras. I don't move no boxes. I hire people for that, so it's a lot better place now, what I'm saying? Because I know the pieces I need for as cast and crew. I know how to find distribution for my films, so I have no problem. So I pretty much write to what the audience, likes and responds to. So several of my films, like my two of my films, I recognize what people like and I don't like. They don't like maybe certain comedies or certain serious dramas. They want to see like a thriller or action film, or they want to see certain dramas like messy stuff or whatever. So I pretty much do 2 or 3 films what the audience wants. Got to do one for myself.
So, speaking of, kind of the topics of your film, or films rather, I noticed your films often feature strong themes related to your culture as well as your personal life. For example, you've talked about in the past from other interviews how your family took on a foreign exchange student, that which eventually inspired the film of the same name. How do you incorporate these elements into your storytelling? Why is it important that you highlight them? And how do you go about turning ideas into completed projects?
It's very easy to write what you know. So if I'm so my mom had like I think 3 foreign exchange students. So kind of like combined. Well, my brother he wrote it whatever, but we were both there. So we kind of talked about um, the the um, the 3 foreign exchange students or whatever that we had. We kind of like joined them together for one character. Then we say, well, what if she was a killer or whatever? You know what I'm saying? Or crazy? So we kind of put that in there. Then we made the movie, and that movie was probably our most successful film because it was different from anything out there. So I mean, to this day, that film makes us a lot of money to this day. So it's very easy to write what you know. So I use my reality, what's going on, my fantasies, like my what if scenarios. What if she was crazy? What if she was hot? What if she was mean? What if she was nice? Or these these factors or whatever. But people like seeing good actors. They like seeing, a attractive, characters. They like seeing, mess, arguments, fights, sex scenes. So I kind of implement three things in my films: sex, violence, and drama, aka mess. So I kind of do all those three things in my films. So it's very important to, like, I have a film called Dilemma, about a guy that meets a woman, and he's like, so decides to get married, and then before marriage, he runs into his ex girlfriend in the college, and he has a fling. So he has to decide to be with his ex from the college or his fiance. So I think a lot of people can relate to that. Being in a dilemma between two women, or two men. You know what I'm saying? So I try to write things that people can relate to, understand, and the key to success is having a good product that people or that people want to see, they can relate to, and just keep their interest. So that's what I do.
Now, you've been kind of on both sides as far as your time goes, as far as being a full time filmmaker now, as well as having to have a day job in the past. So I'm very curious from your perspective, how have you managed your time and resources to stay productive, both in the past and in the future, or the present rather, when it comes with your filmmaking?
Well, when I had a 9 to 5, I worked as a police officer and a correction officer. So when I need some money or whatever for a film, I just do overtime or extra jobs or whatever to fund these projects, because nobody's gonna give you money. Nobody's gonna help you. Most they're gonna do is come to your film premiere, and they may watch your movies on Tubi for free. If it costs $1, they're not gonna see it. They on Amazon. They ain't gonna see it. It's just how uh we are, or the viewers are. So if it's on Tubi, they'll watch it if it's interesting, plot twist, interesting characters, and um they'll watch it or whatever. But so the biggest thing for me is, when I wanted to do a film, save some money, write it, shoot it, uh, then I do it all over again. Save money, write, and then shoot it. And so after 8 years of doing this, I started to get a big chunk of residuals coming in for me to that I made more than my job. So I quit my job and started doing this full time. So that's the process back then. Now I just write. I'll get up in the morning, exercise, eat whatever, do my errands or whatever, then return and write a few pages. And like I don't do no more than 5 pages a day, because I don't need to finish. It's just about a month to write a script, so I don't really need to rush. I'm a comfortable. I don't like I said before. I don't really rush. I don't stress about anything. I just get up, write when I want to, and but usually I'm done within a month, and then I shoot, and then I do it all again.
So with that in mind, then I'm curious, because now that you've worked with such limited budgets in the beginning, and now you've been able to kind of increase that over time with the amount of films that you made, what advice do you have for filmmakers who are working with very limited budgets?
Work with what you can do. First thing you should do is buy a book called "Turning 6,000 into Six Figures in 6 Months." So I wrote that book recently, about the time that I did a film called Hero. I filmed everything pretty much in my house for $6,000. No more, no less. And for people that don't know, that's incredibly cheap. So I did a film called Dilemma, and one of the ACs in there, he was a film student, and he showed me a few of his short films. very, very good. So after the film, I asked him to film my movie. You know what I'm saying, for a little bit higher rate than his work for AC. He said sure. So it was mainly just me and him and like a one PA most days filming. So we filmed in my apartment for 7 days, 7 days straight. Mainly two actors. For the most part, and it was great because I was definitely free. He had like two lights. We hooked up the boom mic to the camera. So I did boom. I did boom. I wrote it, directed it, produced it, did sound, did PA work. It was mainly just him and I in a very, very small apartment, and went to work. We shot in the hallways, the like stairwells, the a park. You know, so we use very limited resources, but the key is use what you have. So I filmed pretty much everything in my apartment or around my apartment. So it's very important for you to write around what you have. So if you live with your mom and your daddy and they allow you to film in their house, you gotta write what's ever in that house. And if it's a living room, a den, a garage, a backyard, a front yard, uh, all your scenes should be in there. Make it interesting, make it fun. Don't use the tripod. People do not do the simple things like use the tripod. Um, move the camera. People don't want to see just people sitting talking all day. They want to make it fast, 2 or 3 minutes fast. Tops when you're shooting in your um, per scene. Make it interesting. Make sure the scenes are leading to something, leading to drama, leading to a fight, leading to a sex scene, leading to a murder. Opening 5 minutes of a movie capture their attention. Open the film I just did last month. But then the first minute of the movie, I kept it interesting. I made you want to see what happened next. I put it like that. You got to see it. It's called Twisted Sister. You got to see it. So keeps things interesting. Say don't rush. You are the only person you need. Sure, you may need a PA, you may need a DP, but to produce the movie, to write the movie, you need you. To YouTube is free. Watch all the tutorials on filmmaking, lighting, directing, producing a film. YouTube for me was key. To this day, I watch YouTube every day about something, whether it's producing a film, writing a film, lighting, um, distribution, everything. I listen to something every day, and I've been here 10 plus years, doing this. So you should keep learning. So keep learning. You network. I mean, me being a introvert, I have to make myself, be an extrovert. You go out there, network with people, other filmmakers. You know, um, share information with people. Say, hey man, I use this park. It was quiet from these hours. What did you do? Where'd you film that office scene? Oh, it was your cousin? Will get a charge? How much? You gotta constantly get and exchange information with people. It serves you no purpose in this business keeping all the information to yourself because you're going to need somebody. Whether you know it or not, you're going to need some information. You're going to save you money and time in the future. So it's no point of not sharing information, with people because uh, karma is real. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Now, something I found really interesting about you is that you work with your brother a lot as a producer, but now I've noticed you've transitioned more into a directing role. What has made you want to take on directing?
Well, my brother and I stopped doing films together for the most part because he moved to Atlanta, but the pie is small for the independent filmmaker. So you share with Tubi, you share with your distributor. You're going. So I share with my brother. So the pie keeps getting smaller and smaller and smaller. So I want some of that pie. So, but my brother is kind of like who I look to because my brother he does films more often than me. He's very successful filmmaker. He has probably like 15 movies on Tubi or more. And he makes a crazy profit from his movies. He's very successful. I mean, we always hear about the um, top Harrys and such, but for me, I look at who's living off their earnings, who's living off their kill, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? My brother, for me, is doing that. He makes a movie really fast, turns it over. You know what I'm saying? So he earns it. He writes fast. I write slow. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I just learn from others, learn from my brother, and just keep going that way. So he's good where what he's doing, and any film that I write, I also direct. So I don't always write my films. I may pay a writer or two to write for me. So I may or may not direct their film that they wrote for me, but I always keep the film, and so the film is always mine. I pay them a great amount of money, you know what I'm saying, to write it for me, but I own a 100% of the movie. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's worth it. I got plenty of ideas for movies. I don't always have time to write it myself. Is better financially to pay a writer to do it for you. You know what I'm saying? So, but I pay good writers, so I'm always happy for what I get back. You know what I mean?
Your upcoming book is titled Turning 6,000 into Six Figures into 6 Months, which is awesome. Can you give us a preview of the strategies you discuss in the book for financing your films?
I finance my films by looking in the mirror. I look in the mirror and say, "Can I get a loan? Can I get this from you?" Because I know nobody's behind me gonna give it to me. You know what I'm saying? So I do my so I, people gotta realize nobody's here to help you. You gotta get out the mud yourself. So I look in the mirror, see what got to my account. It's my so or I wait for my residuals to come in. So if I get residuals that's 10,000, 20,000. That's my budget. I'm writing towards 10,000 or 20,000 or even more. So I saw a podcast of a filmmaker that said that he challenged himself to write a $6,000 film, and he had two characters in the movie. All of the movie, two characters. Great movie. Um, and I was very impressed, very impressed. And he made it in like I think 7 days, 8 days too. So I did what he did. So I saw that interview on the podcast, and so I said, I'm gonna do the same thing. So I mainly got two people, and, in a apartment right towards your budget. So the smaller the budget, the smaller the crew, the smaller amount of money got spent on food, locations, compensation, everything. So you want to consolidate the crew, consolidate the cast, the equipment. All you need is a couple of lights. Use sunlight, people. Sunlight is your best tool. Use your blinds. Use things around you. I had in my apartment, I just had a couch, a TV, a bed, uh, you know, a balcony, and a table for the dining room. I had to make that um, man cave, an interesting location to visualize, to see the movie. I had a very attractive actors, um, man and a woman, and they were very good actors too. And then it helps to have a good script. The script is where it starts. Your movie gonna suck if you don't have a good script. It's going to people are going to change the channel if it's not compelling. Um, I don't like a lot of films I see on Tubi and the other channels. They're always arguing. They're arguing and fighting for like no reason. Everything got to have a reason. Everything, and use the skits. People don't also want to see obvious stuff. Make people think. Make people wonder what's going to happen next. Um, so I wrote a movie for $6 grand using mainly two actors, mainly one location. The last day of filming, I shot like the park and my stairs or whatever, but mainly one location. Keep it interesting. Keep people guessing. Keep the suspense. Sex, violence, and drama. That's what I follow. So some people want to do horror movies. I found that thrillers and sexual dramas, or they sell, or like hood movies, like hood stuff like selling drugs, or but that really that is my thing, really. What I'm saying? I usually do just thrillers. I don't do like hood stuff. Usually, I mean, I will though, but my thing is writing comedies and writing thrillers. So I admit that the comedies don't really sell like the thrillers, but that's for me. That's for me. You know what I'm saying? So the thrillers to make money, comedies for me. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta do what makes money for you. Keep the script simple. I don't write no more than 60 pages. Have people, I mean, if you read books, they'll tell you to write 90 pages and do all the technical stuff. Keep things moving fast. Action. Have your movie no longer than an hour and a half, no shorter than 80 minutes. Just keep your cast and crew small. Keep your cast and crew small. So like I said, keep your money small, keep the cast and crew small. Couple of lights, one camera, 1 or 2 locations. That's it. Shoot fast. With the food, use a pizza, spaghetti, sandwiches, anything for low cost or free. But I try to keep my crew happy because they're very healthy actors. So I buy them salads. I buy them Chipotle. Keep your crew fed. Plenty of drinks, plenty of water, plenty of snacks. That's very important. You don't want a hungry cast or crew. You don't want that. They're going to quit on you. They're going to shut down. They're going to drag on you. They're not going to perform. You don't want to give them all sugars and stuff too. You don't want them sluggish and all that stuff too from eating sugar, all that. So give them healthy choices also. Have a soda and water. So you got to have it all, for them. But I would say just keep the cast and crew small, and constantly get better by like using what you know. Imagining. Don't try to write no sci-fi thriller, when with the space shuttle and all that stuff when you got $2 grand in your pocket. Don't do it. My first short film, I did it myself. I bought a camera, did it myself, and I shot bad short films and to get to know what I don't know. But when you get the money, you get your student loan, you get your tax return, you got $6 grand. It's very important for you to read my book, Turning 1,000 into Six Figures in 6 months. Very important. And then go see Hero. I wrote that book off of my movie Hero. So you see what I'm talking about. It wasn't for $6,000, you won't get the best lighting, you won't get the best camera, you won't get the best, everything, but you want to make it look decent sound, decent acting. But the pen is so important. You gotta make sure that the dialogue is great, action is great. Keep it suspenseful. Keep it suspenseful. Keep it sexy too. Have the women wearing the correct makeup. You don't need a face full of makeup for an opening scene in the movie. I mean, for a bedroom scene or early in the movie. You just keep it as natural as possible. Pay for nothing, if possible. Pay for nothing. You get pay the actor something if you can't $50 or whatever, something. You know, but keep everything low. Go to the dollar store and buy things for things for the locations, as far as flowers, pictures. Something got to be on the walls. See, mine right here. This house, it has white walls right here, right? But I film here all the time because it's my house. It's free. So I may add pictures. I may add things to my house or whatever. So instead of shooting on the white walls, I may just wait till it's darker and make sure the walls are gray or a purple. I'll add light. But watch other movies. See what they're doing. Watch a movie. Watch a movie at the theaters and see what they're doing for lighting and all that stuff. And then try the best way you can to do a similar lighting, similar camera movements. Don't watch a movie on, I'm not going to say the network or this certain filmmaker. Just watch good filmmakers, watch good writers, see what they're doing. Watch a movie on Hulu or Netflix and their lighting and how they do their things. Don't watch a movie on whatever network that's not that great and try to do what they're doing. Don't do that. Shoot for an A, you make it a C. But don't watch a C because you don't get an F. you know. So yeah. So I mean, long story short, first thing you do, you buy Turning 1,000 to Six Figures in 6 months. First thing you do is do that. Then read the book. and then implement what I put in there. Keep the cash small, crew small, locations to 1 or 2. That's it. That was key.
I didn't have this originally written down, so feel free to tell me if we can't include this. But I'm curious, what budget ranges have you worked with?
My very first movie, The Foreign Exchange Student, I believe it was like 15,000, and I didn't even have that. I did not have that money. I begged, borrowed for that to make it all complete. I pay people months out of the road. I pay people like every month for like a year for that movie. So usually I do between, of course, 6,000 my lowest. Now I do it 30, 40, $50,000. But I try to keep it around 30, But that's gonna change though, because eventually what you want to do, filmmakers, is just you're gonna need a actor that people know in your films. You're gonna have to step up eventually you have to step up your game. Can't just keep making one spot in movies, forever. So eventually you have to do a film that costs 100K, 200K and higher. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to hire people that is known. So that's going to double my budget. But I try to keep the budget around 30, 40, maybe 50. But around 30 if possible, because I can get it, because I know for sure I get a return very fast. Like I mean, I could make profit on the movie. I go back in the movie the same year. So I don't do so I don't so I keep the budget small to ensure that I get back in the black for that movie um, within the year. Usually within the first quarter. Usually.
Now, I don't need exact figures, but the filmmaker in me who has a platform like this is curious and would be kind of stupid to not ask this question. How does that break down? Like, say you had a $30,000 budget, give me like a rough estimate of where you're putting that money.
Well, I try to save money on not shooting at no Airbnb, just only in my house or my friend's house, my house. But the money goes towards my DP, which he gives me a very favorable, rate because he's also the producer, so he gets points. Filmmakers, don't be afraid to give points for your films if you do not have the equipment or the budget to pay these people. If you don't have the budget to pay a good gaffer, a good DP, a good actor, give them a couple points, 1, 2 points. It ain't gonna hurt you, So my budget goes to. Oh yeah, I pay my actors all SAG rates, all SAG rates. Now anyway. So I pay for my DP, my gaffer, first AC. Um, I missed something. Oh yeah, my first AD, second AD, um, drip, sound mixture, sound, boom. Um, the person that does all the asset decoration. You know, I didn't have all these people before. I used to do it myself or just winged it. But uh, Brandy Specs, she's my set decoration person. Does a great job. Saves me all the time now. So my movies look better because of her. I use reliable actors that are great. Um, Francesca Milton, Marvin Young, D Hill, Brandy Specs, Rock Living. I use having dependable actors will save you money. You don't want um, people. You don't want actors that's going to flake on you when their job call, they gotta go, or they have no time to film. Having dependable people will save you a lot of money. So first thing is having a dependable cast and crew. Um, it took years, 8 years, to find a good cast and crew. It took years, man. I lost money, earned money. Um, you know, don't take money. Earn it all yourself. My biggest mistake in the film game is when I took a shortcut. I decided to go into business with my distributor. They'll front me some money for the film. I'm not gonna get into it, but worst decisions I've made in my life. You know, didn't get the cut that I should have got, or not should have got. I think I should have got. I signed the paperwork. Save if you have the money, don't shoot it. Wait till you get all the money. Don't ask for nothing from nobody. I asked for my mom's help, my dad's help. Certain day one friends I help. Ask for help. But nobody else. You don't want to ask for help people. You wouldn't get it out the mud yourself. So I film all the time at my parents' house. That right there is saving me money right there. I ask around about certain actors. Is he good? Is she good? Or are they on time with their stuff? Yes. Okay. Cool. So I call around. Absolutely, don't take nobody money if it ain't your mama or your dad or like a day one. Save it yourself. I don't care if it takes you 2 3 years to do it. You save yourself. Save money yourself. pay for it yourself. You get all the money, you get all the residuals. Don't rush it. I was at a job that I really didn't like for years. Being at the prison, every day I came home and wrote. I was mad at my job or whatever, upset, whatever. I came home because I was around people all day that were inmates. They had time on their hands. I said, "Hey man, how do you do your time?" They tell me they tell you, "Hey man, don't focus on tomorrow, only today." So go. So I don't focus on, man, I'm so behind on my script. Whatever. Do one page a day. Tomorrow another page. Tomorrow another page. In 2 months you'll have 60 pages. Then okay, it's in February. It's March. You have your income tax coming. Your income tax. Take that. Shoot a film. If you don't have a camera or sound, get somebody with the camera, install equipment. People will help you if they know that you're serious. If you can't find help like me, do it yourself. Buy a camera, get a mic that fits on your camera. It isn't the best sound, but it's sound. Shoot your movie. Use your tripod. Know when and how to use your camera. I mean your lenses. When to shoot in a wide shot, close shot, mid shot. Know when to do that. Watch YouTube. Read every day. If you don't read every day like me, go to YouTube every day. When you're driving, listen to a YouTube tutorials on how to do sound, shooting, all that. You know, you're the person that you need. You know what I'm saying? Don't take no money.
Now, with this $30,000 mock budget that we've talked about, I'm more curious now about your more current films. If you were to take that $30,000, how many days would you try to shoot with that?
Well, I just spent $24,000 last month on my last film, Twisted Sister. I filmed it in 8 days. But mind you, I filmed here for 1 day in my mom's house for 7 days. No Airbnbs. That costs you money. I don't care how the house looks. Try to film for free. Try to film for free if you can.
We talked about production for most of this, but now I'm curious about the other side, because your films are on Peacock, Tubi, Amazon, Roku. I mean, you're not just on some small platforms here. Like, you got some of the big dogs in here. How are you able to secure distribution deals to get on these platforms?
I usually go through Maverick Entertainment. They're like one of the largest African American distribution companies there is. So they put you on all those platforms. So they saw me and my brother promoting our short films all over Facebook. You know, we went to all the Facebook, film sites, acting sites, posting our short films. They say, hey, when you do a feature film, give us the opportunity to put your films in different places. So we agreed, and we did that, and we was very, very, very happy doing that. So I'm very happy with Maverick Entertainment. You know, they did get by us, so I'm happy using them. They'll put your films on Tubi, Amazon, Peacock. You know, so that was our first. I mean, I always tell people to look at different companies that can put your film on different areas or whatever. So I mean, there's Film Hub out there. There's Film Hub. There's other people out there. We like Maverick, you know what I'm saying? So, but there's plenty of people out there that you can use. I use 2 other companies other than Maverick. Horrible. Horrible experience. So I will only mention Maverick because they did right, they did right by me. You know what I'm saying? So Maverick is a good place to go.
So what advice would you give any filmmakers who are looking to try to find distribution?
If you want to find distribution, do your research. Uh, when you watch a movie on Tubi that you like, see who is the distributor. Usually, it's the first name that comes up on the screen for the movie. So for my movies, it will say Maverick Entertainment first. So you may go see somebody that may say something that may say XYZ first. Look up that company. But some of them don't really have that. They may have a film hub. They may say they may just send it through a film hub, but you don't have to really do that, or you won't really see that. But I would just say go to Google, look up independent film distribution. There should be a list that pop up, or ask local filmmakers. DM me, email me. Go to imdb.com, and you can any movie that you like, or like whatever, you can always email the director. Usually you can, or find them on Facebook, find them on you know social media. You know what I'm saying? Um, that was you do, but you just go to Google and lead the way.
Now, you'd mentioned before with giving points out to people who help you, such as the other filmmakers or like the director of photography, for instance, or other actors. Just out of curiosity, how do you approach giving out something like that? Because I know, like with legalities or just money in general, like for me personally, I'm the solo filmmaker, 100% ownership of my own film. But I do see the value in something like that, and that is something I want to do in the future. So how do you approach doing something like that? For one, how it's fair for everybody, and just so you don't shoot yourself in the foot.
You can look up what's fair. You can reach out to a entertainment lawyer and give them, a fee, whatever they charge, $200, whatever, for an hour, and give them random questions for an hour. That $200 will save you a lot of money in the long run. So say, hey, what's fair to get points for a cast and crew? What's good? What's on the short end, what's on the low end? They'll give you their advice. Then you go to the cast and crew member and say, hey, this is what I'm gonna give you. This is why. Take it or leave it or whatever. I mean, I didn't want to give points at first. I wanted all the money, right? But I realized, that it's beneficial to me in the long run, not have to deal with everything, because my DP is also my producer. He lowers rates a little bit for the other crew members that he got for me to use. So I don't pay the top rate for the AC or whatever. He lowers that for me because I do consistent movies. So they'll cut down a little bit off the top because I do consistent movies. So if I do a movie like once every blue moon, then they'll give me the top rate. But my producer helps me out a lot as far as locations too. Locations, actors. I don't pay him to use certain equipment or whatever. So I'm saving money. So we're both getting, a good deal out of it. I'm not paying upfront money from certain things, it's like sound equipment, a lens or two, a location or two, but on the back end, it gets points forever, and that's fine because it's because if you don't have the money for your own equipment, for your own things like that, then just give them points. I mean, for me, it's fair. So I don't worry about buying, equipment. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't. I give out points that I'm cool with. That I'm comfortable with. Like I said before, I'm very comfortable. My lifestyle. The key is to keep putting out movies. Um, once a year. Once a year, your films are good. You will get residuals if it's good.
Now, I'm really curious too because you work with such low budgets. As far as like deliverables go, we don't need to get like into the specifics there. But what are some of the most common deliverables that you're seeing as far as like the distributor you're working with or maybe in the past? Because, like, for instance, like I know when I was first looking into distribution and stuff like that, there's big scary words like E&O insurance and M&E cuts and just all sorts of things that are hard to understand and maybe quite frankly can be expensive to produce. What has your experience been like in that regard when it comes to distribution?
Yeah, so they're going to ask for that. They're going to ask for insurance. So it's good for you to kind of like um, to seek out what that is and call different companies for that stuff. But they don't want to. They're going to want to at least have your film on a HD, t- um, 1080p. Very least, they're going to want good sound, good video. My DP which is also my producer, of course. He does all that for me. So they'll email him and he'll give them all the things that I need as far as my deliverables because sometimes he's also my editor. So he's my DP, producer, and my editor. So I don't worry about a lot of that stuff. Say, hey man, this is what they want, and so as far like for specs or whatever, for your camera, um, some of them gonna want contracts of your cast and your crew. So basically, your top four actors, make sure that they on the contract or whatever. Make sure your film's in share. They're gonna want to see that. Make sure you get contracts from your crew. That's your gaffer, your grip, your DP, your editor. If you have music from an artist, your homeboy does music or whatever, and he gave you 5 songs to be in your movie. Get a contract and make sure that he can legally give you that, or that he has the rights for all his music. So let them know this is business, man. This is business. Make sure that all your people have like 1099s, you know what I'm saying, for your actors, and if they're earning more than $600 or whatever, make sure that they sign in, you know what I'm saying, that 1099 for you, you know what I'm saying, for your taxes or whatever. But if you're sure what they want, just go to the distributor that you want or you may go with. Ask them to email you the things that they need for for what you said, for like for us to turn the film in, for a sound, whatever they need. Tell them to send it to you, so you have that once you film, and you have all that ready for them once you finish filming and all that, and have them sign have your cast and crew sign all that stuff before you film. Not during the filming, not after the filming, because they don't want to give you that 1099 or whatever when they're done, or whatever. So also pay them every 2 weeks or every week if possible. Uh, last day of filming, pay them. They work hard for you. Once you pay them, so if you do, so pay them every week or two.
With some of those deliverables, have you found it to be affordable? So, like, if, say, like, I need to go get E&O insurance or something like that, or I need to do XYZ for these distributors, do they usually provide resources on places to do these things? Because I know that can be a little complicated as well. And what are the costs usually? Like, I don't need like an individual breakdown, but I mean, like, what are the costs usually like for completing, a lot of these items?
Well, it depends on how long you film. Film for a week, 2 weeks, a month. It may go higher if you having stunts in your film. Stunts, goes up, whatever. Maybe I know for sure stunts and the amount of weeks of filming it goes up, but it's affordable. It's not like crazy money. Maybe $700, maybe $800 for like insurance. It's not it ain't anything crazy. It's affordable. And yes, the company will some of them will give you companies to look at. They'll suggest for you where you can go. But if I were you, I would look up Google insurance um, companies, and they'll give you a list or whatever. So you have a few to choose from. You know, always Google, always Google. Um, but yeah, but usually they will give you um, companies that you could choose from. So, but you won't spend a arm and a leg, cause everybody does it. Everybody does it. So you won't spend too much money.
So we talked about your book a little bit, turning 6,000 into six figures in 6 months. I'm curious what motivated you to write this book.
Mainly because I'm always getting questions in my DMs about how to do or what I did, how I did it. I give out advice all the time. So if you ask me, I'm gonna give you my whole book in a DM if you ask me. It's just how I am. You know, uh, um, you know, people just kept asking for advice. You know what I'm saying? And I said, but let me do something that I think that I would want to know if I was beginning to do films. But so everything in that book is for people that's is doing low budget movies and or beginning movies. So really, I still use a lot of my advice to this day because I use one or two, you know, locations. Only difference is I spend a lot more for crew. I'm older now. I can't be carrying things. You know what I'm saying? I don't. So I do. So I pay for crew. Things happen faster too. It's faster. That way you don't want to spend all day on set because you don't want to get no PAs. You don't want to get no grips. You don't want to do that. So I made film. So I filmed this movie recently. 8 days for only 8 hours a day mainly. Usually I'll be doing 12 hours a day, you know what I'm saying? But it's just pays to just pay the crew or whatever and doing it in maybe a day or two longer, you know what I'm saying?
Who would you say is, kind of your target audience for this book, and what are you hoping that they take away from it the most?
My target audience is people that are getting into the film industry for the first time or have limited resources. So if you have 6 grand, 10 grand, 20 grand, 30 grand, 40 grand, 50 grand, 100 grand, this book is for you because all these elements that I'm saying are being used in Hollywood films. You watch a Tyler Perry movie or whatever is maybe in a few locations, maybe like 3 or 4. He's using 4 or 5 actors. He's in he's being creative. Um, so if you have limited resources, if you are like me, you turn 23, you turn 30, you got 3 grand, 5 grand, enough for a camera and a sound system, and I mean a camera and audio and some lenses. And you want to express yourself. At about 24 years old, I decided that I wanted to dabble into, film. We're really writing first and then film. You know, I didn't know what I should do. So I started reading books and watching like YouTube on these things. So it's very important for you. So if you have 6 grand or 100 grand, That's my range of helping you out. Is certain things you're going to need to know, and things that the pitfalls. I already told you a few things. Use your own money if possible. If you can only afford 10 grand movie, but you got this whole big old elaborate script, that script isn't for your money. Save that script. Write another script for your real budget. So if you only have 5 grand, go to the local college, get you some student filmmakers, pay them minimum wage to do your film. That's how you start. You know, modestly, be modest.
Is there any particular impactful story or lesson from the book that you think may resonate from the people reading it?
This book will help you be a full-time filmmaker, 100%. 100%. If you want to quit that job at Chipotle, Starbucks, being a teacher, being a accountant, you tired of crunching numbers. I was in a prison 12 hours a day around convicts. This inspired me to keep writing, to get out of that. So I'm out the prison. I'm home every day. I'm a homebody anyway. So hopefully this book is to inspire you for your goals. For me, I didn't want to work for nobody else. I want to be at home, being a homebody, and writing. So that's what I want to do. So hopefully this book will get you to where you want to go, whether it's big budget movies or whatever. But hopefully this will take you to wherever you want to go.
One reason I started this channel is that I wanted to show inspiring filmmakers, inspiring creatives that you don't necessarily need to go to a larger city or Hollywood, for instance, to make a career out of your passion. For me in particular, my passion is filmmaking. That's obviously the same for you. I'm really curious your perspective on this. Hollywood is kind of in turmoil right now, just movies in general. Like you can't see a headline that doesn't say, the box office is in shambles, this and that. I think a lot of us, when we're starting out, we look at Hollywood as kind of like the Mecca, the place that we have to be. And from this entire conversation, that just hasn't been true. So I'm kind of curious your perspective on going out to Hollywood and trying to make the Hollywood dream happen, as opposed to doing something more along the lines of what you've done over the last 10 years or so.
You don't need Hollywood. Don't need it. I'm in a major city, which is Houston, but Houston is really not a film city. But I love that because I can shoot on a corner and not be, harassed. If I was in New York or LA, I would be getting ticketed for what I'm doing these days. I had independent filmmaking friends that made it to Hollywood, and they're happy. They're writing for major networks and very, very, very successful. You know what I'm saying? Making more money than me. But I make 6 figures, a year. So I'm good. I don't live a lavish, lifestyle. I went from making 30, 40 grand a year, 50 grand a year to making double that now, triple that. So I don't need to be. I just asked God. I said, God, get me out of the prison and give me enough to have a comfortable life, a favorable life, a life where I can help others and do my films, the way I want to do them. If you take money from a major network, say you write a script, and a major network likes your script, they're going to tell you how to shoot it, what actors to put in the movie, your budget. If you cool with, For doing that, you're gonna get compensated, which is cool. But I want to do things on my terms. You know what I'm saying? So if I only get a few 100,000 for this film rather than millions, that's cool with me. So you don't need Hollywood. I believe that if you are willing to whatever you want to earn, that's great. But I'm cool with making my little six figures. You know what I'm saying, every year, and casting who I want to cast, shooting how I want to shoot, not taking the seven figures from Hollywood or whatever. I mean, I may do it to see how it goes, but mainly I really don't try to do it. But I mean, just to keep it better, I may do that. But for the most part, I want to be able to walk away from a deal. If I don't like it, you know what I'm saying. If they want to put Joe Smo as my leading actor, I don't have to do it if I don't want to do it. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's levels to this. You know what I'm saying? So start modest, then get to where you can be your own boss, and you can call your own shots. Cause I don't need Hollywood. Hollywood needs you. They don't. They don't. They don't. You don't need them. They need you. They need more writers. You know what I'm saying? As long as there's Amazon, Tubi, and other companies like that, you don't need them. You gotta be creative. Your movies gotta be creative and attractive to your consumer, to your audience. And as long as you serve your audience, you be straight.
Now, as we kind of wrap up here, I'm curious, what are your future plans for this industry as a whole? You had talked about, maybe if Hollywood ever does come knocking, you'd be willing to give that a shot. But where do you see things going here in the next couple of years?
My goal was to make about 10 movies and get 10 movies. Give me residuals. So I'm about there. So now I'm start slowing down and doing like one movie a year, and raising my budget to 100,000 and more with a notable name. So my goal is to try to get on a Netflix or a BET, a All Black, to see how it goes. To see how it goes. Like, I'm always cool for like new things, but my thing is I don't want to have to go to Hollywood, is an option. You know what I'm saying? It's a very nice option. But my goal is to keep making movies for my audience. So whether it's Peacock, whether it's Tubi, whether it's BT, whether it's All Black, whether it's Netflix, my audience can go to justinmilton.com and check out all my previous movies and future movies. And I'll try to always post the poster and trailer to all my films, even if it goes to Netflix or whatever. You'll be able to see the trailer and the poster and the links to the films on my platform. So go to justinmilton.com to check out all my films, because there will have the links to that and my book link.
Last question I like to ask filmmakers like yourself. I mean, it's kind of the cliche question for aspiring filmmakers, but what advice do you have for anybody or final piece of advice for anybody who's starting out?
If you start out in film, reach out to somebody else that's already in film, just for advice, like a starting point. You know, network. See what you need to do first. First thing I'll say you do is buy the book turning 6,000 into six figures in 6 months. You start there, and then if you need to, if you're not a writer, you get with a local writer for it, and you pay them a fee that you can pay, where you have the rights to the film. Get that in everything contract, everything in contract, everything you do. Get a entertainment lawyer. Get a lawyer. Start writing. I had a friend of mine that was interested in doing what I'm doing, so I gave him all my advice that I'm giving you now. He paid for a writer. That writer, and then he had money because he was a teacher. He made a small film, one location. He took that movie to Maverick Entertainment, and he's doing very, very well right now. So if you're not a writer, get a writer. If you can't do it, save your money to do what I do. But I say this: write it yourself. I don't care what format it is on paper. Write it yourself, and then when you're done with it, get somebody to help you put it in the right format. But write it yourself, save some money. Write what you know. If it's about a girlfriend or a boyfriend, a teacher, your baby, write what you know. You start there. Don't let anybody tell you what to do. Be informed. If you want a film that's in one location, don't let the person that's writing it for you write 10 locations, because you already out your budget. You know what I'm saying? So know what you want. This is what you want. You know what I'm saying? And I'm telling y'all, research how to produce these movies yourself. Research. Work on know what cameras you could use. Research independent cameras, lenses, cheapest cameras, lenses, cheapest light setup, and then how to use it. So, try to do it yourself. If you can't do it yourself, you hire people that can help you do it. But always kind of know you gotta know what's going on. You can't just be blind to the fact. You know what I'm saying? You gotta research what you're doing, like anything else.
Justin, thank you so much for coming on here. This has been an incredible conversation that I know a lot of people are going to find insanely useful. I'm finding it insanely useful, so I can't even imagine what everybody else who watches this is going to feel. Where can people find the book? Where can people find your movies? Go ahead and tell us, where can we find all your stuff?
Find my stuff on www.justinmilton.com. JustinMilton.com. You'll see my book links, and you will see the links to my films. If you need any tips or anything, just shoot me an email in the comments section of the email. Yeah, so I'm always down to help anybody. But yeah, you see all my films and what I'm doing and what I will do, on justinmilton.com.
Awesome. Justin, thank you so much for being on.